You are on the public airwaves now.
You put our COVID masks back on now.
Have you all looked at our designs here? These are estimated costs.
I have.
I'm getting a lot of pushback on that sidewalk along the.
And I also noticed, which I had never noticed before, that all the posts, the light posts are inside the fence, inside the field area. So that's going to be in the way too. They got another 6 feet of away from those posts.
So I think if we were gonna, okay, I need to start the meeting. What is the date today?
17.
June 17, part meeting is in session. So I think that we just, there's more than just a few people.
I hadn't gotten any negative feedback, but apparently Mike did. So I talked to him after the meeting. He said there was a couple different teams that weren't happy about it. And then today I went by there again and I saw all those light posts are inside the fence. I thought they were outside the fence, but they're actually inside. So it's like it's much more room.
So I think
you put over in here.
So then I think we'll just have to go this way.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a big deal. It's just you can come in, do a loop, and go right back out.
What I think is going to happen is, you all want to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're going to be able to stop that. But that fence, the other thing is that fence is not going to protect anybody. The car does have to veer off to that ditch.
It's just going to get people from off the road. It's going to keep kids from wandering off the road.
But if the fence is not there, people are less likely to use to walk down through that grass. But it's hard to walk there. That's not much room there. It's a steep hill. I think
I walk down. I end up walking on the road.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think people are going to use that.
They'll just walk down the road, which I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
at least put low in the priority, and you did.
So we want this for sure. The backside. Have you?
Right here. What are you talking about?
No, this in here will get pushed back because of the road. So we'll do this one.
Plus, I never got one person.
This is 45,000.
Oh, yeah?
Plus nobody called me back. I called three different fence companies. Nobody called me back.
And the ramp and the dock is 45,000. That would be our.
Now I rode by it. Wow.
Huh?
That is $45,000.
Is this
For a ramp.
Is this
out
cement
to a
ramp?
small dock. That's amazing. Isn't it? I mean, does it
How many
strike
bids
you?
did you get?
Does it strike you?
This is an estimate.
Oh.
These are. These aren't bids.
No.
It's
So,
to do everything right. It probably is why. I don't want to see my back.
We don't know how deep that loan is either. We don't know how far you're going to be pounding the stop.
I mean, it is what it is.
so it's always nice to have options.
Correct.
So we have a shelter sitting somewhat up from the pond, right, near the trees. And why can't we just have a sidewalk going down to close to the pond and then a short ramp out to the dock? For one, I think that is about the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Douglas, what?
It's ugly.
You talking about the dock?
Yeah, the dock, the ramp. I think it's ugly. And why do we have to have a ramp up here on the land? Why can't you just come down and then come out on the dock?
Well, you have to have concrete because it needs to be handicap accessible. So
Mhm.
we have a choice. We don't have to do the shelter. We can just do we can just do the
I don't know.
sidewalk and then.
There's no shelter. Oh, right here, that's what we're talking about.
This is, the shelter is 37, the shelter is 37.
And you mentioned
So I was-
handicap accessible. I have a question about that.
What now?
You mentioned handicap accessible. I have a question about that.
What about it?
So are you gonna have the people that are handicapped park this way and go over here to this pond, or are you gonna have some kind of parking pad for them to park their vehicle to get to the pond? I know you said that at one meeting, that it was out,
Well,
totally out.
the idea was, the original idea was the sidewalk along the road wouldn't be too far.
Mhm.
It's gonna be farther. It's a long trek, but you can get there.
It's not a lot though. The handicap spots are right here.
I mean,
So you figure from there to there, or from there all the way over to here, that's about the same.
so I think as long as we got concrete to it, I think we're okay.
It's accessible.
It's
just-
accessible.
It's quite a distance.
The other option is to, if you don't want to spend the money to go out into the water, just put a dock like right on the edge, so you don't have to go on the water.
Well, then that's, I think for being handicap accessible, you need the dock more. Because they're not gonna be, you'll have a place at the end of the dock where below where they can have their wheelchair and fish off of it.
Keep their
Because
boat
they
out of the
can't,
weeds.
they're not gonna be able, with a wheelchair, it'd be harder to fish,
Yeah.
so I think we have to have the dock.
I just didn't know if that depth of the water was causing the price to go way out.
I don't know.
You put one right on the water's edge,
You gotta get it out to where they
so
can
it's
get
out of
it.
the grass.
Yeah, so they can catch them. It's not, because
It's not bank fishing.
the bank has to be a certain grade till it gets so deep, then it can drop off. So it goes out quite a while, and that's for drowning, whatever. I'm not sure, I don't know how that, so you'd have to go out quite a ways probably to be able to really fish. But I think we're stuck with the dock if we're going to be handicap accessible. What do you think?
I'm not a fisherman, so
Well,
I
I
have to
mean,
go with whatever you say.
and for them to have a decent chance of catching it, I think you need that little T-dock out there. It's expensive, but it should be there for,
Look at this.
40 years.
What's the angle of this incline? You know the angle of this incline? Is this the ramp going down? or-
So have
no,
you been to
that's
the
the
park,
diagram
the
of the
new
dock.
park, the Cason Family Park?
Oh, underneath.
Underneath, okay.
They let you go in there or not.
It's open now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw people there, but I didn't know they were working on it.
So I went to the new park
Yes.
off of Cumberland. Yeah, it's off
Yeah.
Cumberland. And the pond is beautiful. The ramp is ugly, but they have a really nice dock. So I think everybody involved with the ponds area should go look at it. It looks really nice.
Did you
I
take
like
any
the-
pictures of it? By any chance?
I did. And of course, the playground was fantastic, but that's West Lafayette.
You
So.
need to go.
I need to take a phone call. You guys keep the meeting going?
So there was a picnic area back in the woods. And I guess I didn't get any of the pond. I just took pictures of the kids.
Kids.
This was one playground piece that I really liked. It's about
Oh, yeah.
8 or 10 feet
Looks
long.
like
and
almost like
It
a,
looks like a big, thick rope, but it's some kind of cable. And
the
then
kids can hang on it
you
and
could
play on
get
it.
6 kids on it, and like you could straddle it like a horse, or you can stand. I didn't get a picture of the pond.
That fits a lot of kids. Okay.
But I think it's worth looking at. What else did they have that I liked? I just thought the pond was very relatable to, a little bit bigger, of course. I like the landscaping around it. I mean, they've planted trees in that park, like every 5 or 6 feet, there's a new sapling.
Really? That seems like a lot.
It is very heavy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, some areas,
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
especially along with the existing ones.
I am just too constrained up here. So, what did I miss?
Nothing.
I was just talking about that
Pictures
pond.
of the other park over the West Lafayette.
I saw the pond, it's really nice, the dock, it's really nice for that pond. I haven't seen, is it full now? The pond,
You mean,
Cumberland?
yeah, it's open. There were people fishing. There were a few people on the bank, there were some people on the dock.
Why don't you push that table back and bring your chair around? That way
Well,
you're not,
I really don't care.
He's more comfortable that way.
whatever.
So, Shara has said we can try and do the whole thing, but I don't think that's gonna work.
She said the money is there. Those were her words.
But that's
What
that's
does
just
that
her,
mean?
I don't know, that's her opinion, that's not,
I didn't really
I
understand it to mean it was there for us. I didn't really quite understand what that meant.
well, we can talk about that later.
You don't want to talk about it on camera?
Anyways, that's not park related right at the moment. I think we kind of need to decide on what we want. Josh can talk to, once we decide what we want, Josh will talk to our donor and see what he thinks. You know, we have 80 grand to spend. And if he wants to do whatever. So we need to decide kind of a priority list of what we want.
He's donating 80, or we have 80.
We have 80 in our budget.
That's
So-
going to be eaten up pretty quick,
I
isn't
thought
it?
I thought this total was 300, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we need to find 80 in here to spend.
Well, I
We need to
think,
make priorities.
right, and that's why I think if we do we gotta get
Get
this,
to.
right?
Gotta
That's
get what?
45,
Yeah.
and then I think we need the dock, so they can fish.
Yeah.
So what does that
Fine.
come to?
So the dock is. and
That
these
comes
are
to
estimates.
90,000.
Right,
Wow.
and I think that's probably doable for
That's
us.
about 90, because that's the money right there.
So, but then, what is our next choice? Some people, and what do you guys think about this? Some people think the shelter, they won't get used because it's too far from the bathroom.
Well, you have to have electricity and water, have a shelter.
Not necessarily.
Well, yeah, do we want people out there at night?
Well, there are already people out there.
Yeah. Do we officially want people out there at night?
Okay, we missed the first part. So number 5 was one of them, and what was the other part? You were
Number
talking.
one.
Number
Number
one.
one.
All right, thank
Number
you.
one. What's the difference between 1 and 2? I don't understand.
One and two is one, those are, 3 is both sidewalks. 1 and 2 is one sidewalk is here.
That's number 2.
That's number 11. Oh, no, that's the fence. Okay, so the south side. So number 2 is the south side.
So we want to do number 1
Number 1, number 5.
and number 5. And then
This one's on hold.
And so my question is, I hadn't thought about that. do you think that not having a bathroom in the outhouse there is going to affect people using
Say that again.
not having a restroom by the pond, is that going to, by that shelter, is that going to, will people not want to use it?
I think they'll still use it. I mean, it's not that far, but it's gonna be an inconvenience. But I don't think it's a game stopper.
You put a bathroom by the pond?
No, we don't want to put a bathroom. What I'm hearing is people are saying, board members, so we need to, that they don't think they'll use the shelter there if there's no,
Oh, the shelter.
the shelter there because there's not a bathroom close enough.
What are we talking about? Putting a porta pot out there?
We're talking about not having a shelter.
Correct,
We're talking
that's
about-
what I'm hearing.
Right, but I mean, could you put a port, I don't know if you,
I don't think that's gonna make a difference,
I don't know if you could get to it.
honestly. It's not that big a,
It's not a mile.
no, it's not.
That's
It's
a
lot.
couple hundred yards.
Yeah,
And there's trees over by the creek. You just walk through.
that's right.
That's what the kids are gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Go find a tree. Well, that's why I wanted to ask that question because that was brought up. So then do we want to have the shelter be number 3?
Not necessarily.
I would think we'd want mulch around the outside of it
So we have a
first before the
complete
shelter.
circle.
To get
And
going
now,
on that.
now this is what I heard that you want to let the people
Make it happen.
make a path and then do the mulch.
Well, the mulch is kind of, it's the same thing. It's gonna be hard to walk through the grass.
So you got to mow it.
You know,
And
you know
whatever
where
you're
we're gonna walk.
The other thing is part of it supposed to be a wildlife sanctuary?
That was the original
That's the
purpose of the
original
whole
purpose,
thing,
yeah.
which we've totally forgotten in my
So people have to stay out of it? Or do you mean people can walk through it?
I would think that it would, a path through it would be pretty nice.
Yeah,
And mulch would be wildlife.
That's what I think.
well, it would be more natural.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easy, you're gonna have to replace mulch anyway after a year. If we find there's a section that's not the right place, we move the next year. But at least you have some mulch, now at least that people can walk and we don't have to mow weeds and,
Well, I think everybody should walk around, when I walk around the pond, I take the high spot because I don't like walking on slope. So I tend to walk at the high point where you're not,
That's where everyone's going to
and
walk.
that's where the mulch needs to
well,
go.
that's what I,
I mean, yeah, because I've walked around it too, and I always, no one wants to walk like
No.
this.
Oh,
See,
Unless you're a kid that's 6
Well,
years
yeah.
old.
Well, then they won't be on it.
That's right.
I don't see kids working on this part.
Yeah.
But, so then, would you rather, another thing is, we have a water issue, and I'm not sure what it is. We're gonna have to figure it out. If we put a core dam in, and there's water, either the water's getting out, or there's what, we have to get the water issue figured out. I didn't
In the field, you're talking.
correct.
The warranty,
I don't know.
is this John's issue?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to, we're on camera. We're live,
I'm
which
late.
is why we're up here. Thank you. We're talking about the pond. Have you seen this yet?
No, except the plan for now.
This is along the road, okay? And we did want to have this, but there's a lot of reasons not to have this for now. So we decided that we're gonna go this way to get here. And then we thought about, we put the dock in, and that puts us a little bit over budget. And then we're trying to decide how we want to do it, because we don't know what the donor will want. So we're just making priorities toward it.
So just a thought with the donor, I don't know how much he wants to donate, but would he donate the shelter?
You know, like,
We could
Why
ask.
does the stoner never come and talk to us? No,
'cause he
he's
doesn't
sort of
want-
this invisible thing that we're
'cause that's,
working
'cause
around.
it, personal preference, all right? Anyway, so what we're doing is, I hate this, you know, personal preference is, I think we want to rank what we want done in, because we don't know how much money we're gonna have.
I don't think we should count on any money from them. We have what we have from the town.
I understand. But we still can rank it, and if somebody wants us to give us money, we're for sure gonna take it.
He would most likely want something physical instead of mulch. So I would think he would,
Permanent.
if he wants to donate money, he's either going with playground equipment or a shelter. There's nothing else there, right? That's it.
And then-
Or
and that's-
a fountain with lights, but that's, we gotta get electricity and all that stuff, that's a lot of. So what if we would?
How much was the electric?
Electricity from
10,
concession.
10.5.
So the fountain and the electrical would be about 15 grand on that flight. The playground equipment is 25, and the shelter 37.5.
Well, we need to rank it, that's our job, is to rank it, right?
You're gonna rank.
Well, with our budget, we're done. Did we get the grant for the document?
Okay, I understand with our budget, we're done, so now we gotta go to the, okay, so we don't have a budget. How are we gonna rank it? If something happens, some money would just drop it off the trees. Where do we wanna spend?
Those are 1 and 2, sidewalks 1, dock is 2, so far, right?
Correct.
I'd vote for mulch, and then I'd vote for shelter. This is my vote. Everybody's vote.
What do you guys think? Do we wanna do the sidewalk, the dock, the mulch, and then the shelter? Is that how we wanna rank it?
Well, I got a question about, if you put mulch clear around the pond, that's gonna have to be redone frequently. If you use crushed, first around the concrete crushing business,
Correct. The good thing about the mulch is it's temporary too. Depending,
Something.
depending
Or
on
something.
what looks, I mean, if you wanted the, part of it is you want, it's gonna be nature or whatever, and I think you're just gonna have to see.
I think the thought was for the mulch to see how it looks, to at least get a path there, let it kind of get packed down.
yeah.
And then we decide if we want to do crushed stone later, or blacktop later, or leave half of it, so nature preserve, just leave it mulch. I think that's why we picked mulch first.
Yeah.
Plus it's cheap.
Right.
And yes, you're gonna have,
Crushed stone is gonna cost quite a bit more.
but I think, so it seems like mulch is what we want.
Yeah.
All right, so mulch is 3, right? And then the shelter is 4.
No, mulch is 6.
Well,
We're ranking,
we're ranking right now.
So,
These are just in random.
So number,
There's two little watches on there.
Mulch around.
And I think,
you need to get the
What about benches?
playground equipment and the
Well, they should
benches.
be separate.
Playground.
Benches should be separate. Not the playground.
Oh, should they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't we want benches around the pond? People to sit?
I like the idea of benches. The other thing is, I like the idea of having the walk around there maybe and see where we want to set the benches. You know, see how it's looking to see where we want to set it. Because the benches are what, are they 2,500?
I can't remember, but
But something
something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
And I think David knows how to install them, right?
I don't like
Your husband, he installed the ones, right?
it.
The other
Remember,
swing.
Yeah, 2,500.
I think so.
Post and
If
everything.
he knows how, we can do it ourselves, even, as long as he's able to do that, But, so, well, I think we can get him in reason.
So benches would be number 4 or,
Number 5.
Number
I think-
5.
well, I lost number 4.
Okay.
Sorry.
Or is the shelter. No.
We want benches before the shelter.
I think, I don't know.
I'm okay with that too.
Why don't we squeeze the benches in with the sidewalk?
Now, question. You've got this playground equipment. Is that the playground equipment that's gonna go on the other side of this pond, or is that the playground equipment that's gonna go over here?
That's on the other side of the pond.
That's what I thought.
That's way down the list.
Okay. So I
Don't
just
even
wondered
worry,
why
don't
you
even
were
think,
like-
that's probably the bottom. I think
They want playground equipment.
that's just something, because it's,
Let's just mark it right off the list. I will on
How
my
many
list.
benches we talking?
So it won't be
Maybe 4?
confusing to people.
Well, Joanne had 2 swings. That's kind of,
I think a couple swings would be nice.
And then get
Couple
down.
benches, couple benches, couple swings.
Yes.
Just wherever.
where you think you'd
The
want
Sarah
to
swing.
sit.
And part of that then, to me, part of that is, as me as a individual, I would like to see what it looks like to know where I want to put it. And walk around it and see, well, this is going to be in the shade most of the time or whatever, this not or whatever. And so I would like to at least have the sidewalk done and the path around there and then, right? And those could be, then they could be 4 then too, right?
So between the shelter and the swings and benches, what would we use the most, do you think? For our
The
priorities?
benches. If you're walking that path along the north wall and you get to the pond, you might want to sit down and rest.
A lot of people like to sit and look at the water.
And then-
The benches
Oh,
and swings
relax.
are 4 then.
Yep.
Change the shelter to 5.
Yep.
I like that.
Okay. All that's left is electricity and fountain and.
Good to that.
Permanent sidewalks, but, well, no, we got sidewalk where we want it, so that's done.
Marcy had a thought on the benches.
That, trade school that's out there on Teal, let me talk to them about making the benches. That'd be a little bit
They have a
cost
workshop.
effective. Oh, yeah. They got dog houses sitting out there that they built and everything.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Sister works for them.
We still want a couple of swings though.
How much
Yeah.
are swings, about $5,000 each then?
They're 2,500.
2,500.
The same as the benches.
No.
No, that was the
There's one-
swing. The swings are 2,500. A bench probably wouldn't be that much. But,
So let's say,
I see that with that, it probably wouldn't be able to get done.
say
using
8,000 total for 4, then 2 and
To
2,
School in the summertime.
probably.
5, and let's just say, they,
So you're doing 2 of these and 2 benches?
Yeah.
Because this is interchangeable. I think this is a bench and a swing. So this is just what we're getting, 2 of those.
Yeah, we want those, a bench, we don't, we want the swings.
Right.
Yeah, a bench wouldn't need that.
Right,
Let up
It would just be
a bench,
a simple, just a bench.
just a bench.
A bench.
You want it back on it, or do you just want it?
A bench is a bench.
A bench is a bench is a
1
bench.
through 5 is about 150,000.
Here's some benches.
So it goes, it goes
We got a
45,
long
then it
bench
jumps
and a short bench.
to 90, then it jumps to 105, then to 113, then 150.
Short bench.
All right, so what haven't we addressed?
How about an access road to get, if you end up putting But for, if you have to have an access into here off the street to get mulch back
there's access now.
there, is
Yeah.
there? Okay. Like a service
What
road.
about the ring buoys?
You don't need a road, you just drive in the grass.
Just
Yeah,
driving the grass like everybody else does.
I mean, we'll have to do some dirt work there and stuff.
You can eventually put some gravel there. Just
Yeah.
Wait and see.
You can't, we don't want to have an official drive.
Yeah, no, and people want to use it to go fishing.
That's the danger there, backing a car out onto that road.
Yeah.
People go down that road pretty fast.
So what about the ring buoys? Have those been ordered?
We haven't, they're on my back porch.
All right.
Well,
You get enough
you
rain
talked
right
about
here.
my stuff, I'm just gonna put them on my back porch. They'll be there, there's no
Yeah.
ice there, and so I told you where they're at, in case I forget.
Well, I bet Tom's got some, all we need are some nice looking posts.
We'll put
Some
them up,
big
we'll
hooks.
put them up when we do this. I don't wanna put them up.
I thought one of them we were gonna put like on the
We
outside
could
of the
throw
shelter,
something out there, but
then the other one's gonna be on the other side.
Yeah, spread them out.
because as soon as you put it, as soon as we go put it somewhere, it's gonna be in the way.
Right. Let's put it somewhere else.
Well, and speaking of things that are in the way and, continue on and not trying to get ahead of ourselves, do we plan on at any point in doing any planting, trees or
Landscaping.
wildflowers or anything to make this a nature area, or are we just gonna manicure it and
No, I mean, well,
It's manicured. The grass is high.
we
grass is
probably
supposed to be
will.
high, nature?
Not
I
around the
do,
block.
I do know, I do know the donor was interested in trees.
I remember somebody saying that.
So I
It'd be nice
think,
to have
so
some
I
shade
think,
on the other
Yeah.
side.
so I think for sure we'll put trees on, or whatever, And if we say, okay, yeah.
Good.
So how far are we? What haven't we addressed?
We haven't addressed the
Fountain,
electricity and
electricity.
fountain lights.
Should be going on
I mean, electricity there to a fountain, or
to the shelter.
you can put a diffuser or whatever in there and maybe the fountain would do the same thing. That I think that was a couple grand. But that it runs, it's like an air compressor, it puts air in the water and it makes the deep water so all the fish can, in the summertime, it stratifies it way down there won't be enough oxygen. It just makes it so that the fish can use more of the pond. I think that might be a good thing to do. So having electric there wouldn't be a bad thing.
I think they recommended we do an aerator of some sort. They did that plan.
That's what, and they're pretty simple. It's just a little compressor that runs a line. And
So electricity might be item number 6.
well,
Yeah, we're up to 6.
yeah. And I don't know if the fountain will do that same thing. I don't know. Do you guys want a fountain in it? Lights?
So it'd be like if you would serve the purpose of the aerator, which is recommended.
Have lights.
If it does the same thing, it costs similar.
Mhm.
Might be nice.
Well,
I don't know,
that's the
I don't know
thing.
what they are to maintain though. Do they plug up, do they have filters in them?
I don't know.
Most fountains have filters in them.
I mean, either way, we would want electric there eventually, right?
Yeah.
I just put diffuser under item 9 under electricity.
Yep. And if I remember, it was like a couple grand. And I think our fountain is pretty close to the same price, right?
Through electricity, they're getting 10.5, is that right?
That's what they say.
So move about, say 15.
So is there any more that we want to do or put down or? I think we should rank everything unless we don't want to.
Well, I think it's nice that we have priorities now.
Correct.
Would we need an emergency,
Call light.
call light or something like
Call
that?
box or whatever.
Call box?
No.
I don't think so.
Everybody's got a
phones
phone in
now.
their pocket, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good thought, though.
Is it great?
We're up to about 165 with 6 items.
So it seems like the next step would be to find contractors to give us bids, right?
No,
On our
next
priority.
priority will be Josh will talk with her. And then if I'm a donor, I'm not gonna give a plug nickel if I don't have something.
Then come to
see.
the meeting and talk to people that are
But,
working on
but,
this.
but you can't dictate.
No, has he been invited? I'm not trying to
Yes,
see.
it has been.
That's his part.
I mean,
I mean,
summer's,
that's his prerogative.
summer's gonna be
That's
gone
right.
if we keep waiting
I,
on someone
I,
else.
what did I say? I said Josh is gonna talk to the donor after we get this.
Okay.
So after we get our
In
priorities.
September or
and-
October, we'll still be
That's
sitting here
what he
waiting on.
told me, like, before the meeting, when I talked to him on the phone.
Okay, do you see him here doing any of this?
He got all this done.
He gave Ken Smith.
He
that
got all this
information.
done. I
By the way,
didn't get
Ken
it
Smith
done,
did these.
but he got it done. I'm not trying to,
Okay, so my question is, now that we've ranked what we want to do in what order, is that enough for the donor? Or does he
I
want?
think so.
I mean, if we can do this and we start marking, okay, this is gonna be one, this is gonna be two.
I think, yeah, we've got probably enough. There's nothing else on there we want to do, really, is there?
I think that's all what we know we want to do.
Correct.
Yeah, for now.
We've got 6 items, 165,000. Showing the top 2, we got enough to do the top 2 of the dotted line, the rest of it's all we need money for. Now what was the deal with Sharp saying we had money?
Do we have anything else on our agenda?
Or what?
On our agenda?
Yes. Are we ready
Yes.
to move on? All right, general maintenance, you've talked about the life preservers and that soffit.
Yes, and I'm gonna try and get to that like in the next.
Okay. At the last meeting, we talked about the sign for reserving a spot in the shelter.
Are those ours?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
So
a
are-
whole bunch of these.
What is it?
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's probably a dozen in there.
Yeah, I asked her to order a dozen of those. It's pens.
Yeah, there's things in there.
Okay. And then as far as the instruction sign above that's always falling apart, looks kind of crummy. I got an estimate from Halsema Custom Crafts to do a cedar block engraved with reserve, just what Dawn already has on there, reserve 2-hour time blocks. And they can do it for $50.
Okay. I said they do it.
I think so too.
That sounds very reasonable.
So one of those will go on it or in lieu of? What the,
That will go above.
That
like
will
one
be,
of
go
those
about
calendar
this,
things.
or beside it.
Like it is now. You've got the sign telling you what to do, and then you got, Dawn had 2 calendars, 2 months worth.
I think that's great.
Okay, $50 is okay.
Yeah, we can spend that for sure.
And the budget.
We have to have the budget by this meeting. how much we want next year.
What's our normal budget?
80, we have 80 for improvements.
We need about 80 next year. We do the rest of that list.
We need a little extra.
So I think we should go.
Balls and things like that. for the playground stuff.
Should we go for 100 or 90?
Yeah.
I think we need at least 100.
Right there.
We're gonna spend 10 or 20 on fixing up the park, repairs to the park.
Now, okay, what else do we have?
Ball fields.
That's an early report. It's being used.
Are they just using that for practice?
Yeah, they do tournament games on weekends once in a while.
Okay, because I know Rick said something about his nephew's son's playing in a tournament or a ball game there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they'll have games. I think they'll pick teams come up and play them, have like a practice game.
Okay,
They're having tournaments on weekends.
cool. At least somebody's using it.
Oh, yeah, it's every night. 5 different teams using it, I think.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, we almost closed it.
I know it's.
Is this what you wanted to talk about? The message from Shar this morning?
What was that one?
New business. Shar sent out to me and 2 more people. I don't know
Was that
why.
about?
You and.
Was that about what our jobs are?
Well, there are new rules for meetings in which an agenda is used. So in the future, all agendas for the park committee should have the following. Any board meeting, notice, or agenda must provide the following information regarding each appointed officer serving on the board. The officer's name and title of the office, the appointed authority, town council, committee chair, the beginning and expiration date of the officer's term and appointment. Here's the kicker. This is applicable to all boards, commissions, committees, and councils that conduct meetings with an agenda. So I say we just don't have an agenda.
What is winging?
I think that's a good.
Yeah.
Do we have any new or old business? I'm gonna call this meeting adjourned then.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, what are we going to do?
We're adjourning this meeting.
Okay,
Adjourn.
adjourn. What
I
time
agree.
is it?
Wait a minute.
7:19, 7:20.
All right, see you.